Good morning, children. In the previous class, we have seen what is happening when AC is allowed to pass through a pure inductor, pure resistor, and a pure capacitor. Now we'll see the combination of pure resistor and pure inductor, that is RL circuit. So the figure comes like this. R and L are connected in series across an AC source where V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So it will allow a current I to pass through this R and L. Now, if we are drawing the phasor diagram, we can see that being a series circuit, current is constant, so we are taking current as the reference. And in a pure resistor, both voltage and current, they are in same phase, so VR is drawn along the same phase as that of the current. Now, for a pure inductor, the voltage across inductor VL and current. So, in a pure inductor, we have seen that current lags behind voltage by 90 degrees. So we have drawn VR and VL. Now the total voltage V is the vector sum of VR and VL. So V is equal to, you can write it is square root of VR square plus VL square. And VR, we know it is I into R. So IR the whole square plus I into XL the whole square. So you can take I outside and you will get a term, it is root of R square plus XL square. This term is known as the impedance of the circuit, impedance of RL circuit, and Z is equal to root of R square plus XL square, where XL equals 2 pi FL. This also we have seen earlier. Now this Z can be written in rectangular form as R plus JXL. If the circuit is inductive, it is R plus JXL. Now we can write the instantaneous value of current. It is Im sin omega t minus phi. Why it is minus phi? Here you can see that the net current is lagging behind the total voltage by an angle phi. So the expression for instantaneous value of current is Im sin omega t minus phi, where phi is known as the phase angle. Or you can see that current I lags voltage by an angle phi in an RL series circuit. Now to find out the instantaneous value of power, we know it is V into I. So you can substitute the values Vm sin omega t into Im sin omega t minus phi. So for getting the average power, integrate this expression with respect to omega t and over a period of 0 to 2 pi. So you'll get an expression for average power as Vi cos phi. All cos omega t sin omega t term that will be equal to 0, and average power is equal to Vi cos phi. This expression is also a very important expression. Both V and I are the RMS values. Now from here you can have a voltage triangle, impedance triangle, and a power triangle also. So in this voltage triangle you can see VR, I is a reference axis, VR is along I, and for a VL, I lags behind VL by 90, so VL will be like this. The sum of, vector sum of VR and VL will be V. So we know VR is equal to I into R and VL equals I into XL and V equals I into Z. So if you're cancelling all these I terms, you will get the impedance triangle as R, XL and Z. So here also you can see that Z equals root of R square plus XL square. And if you want, you can draw the power triangle also. Here V is already there, VR is already there, and if you are resolving this V to this I axis, it will be Vi cos phi, and here it will be Vi sin phi, and this will be V into I. So we are multiplying this with I. So it is Vi cos phi, Vi sin phi, and Vi. These three are three different powers, and these three different powers are also very important terms, and we are calling this Vi. V into I as the apparent power. Normally it is noted as S. Vi is the apparent power and its unit is volt amperes. And the next term is, it is active power or true power. It is noted by P, which is equal to Vi cos phi, and its unit is watts. And another term is reactive power. Normally it is represented as Q, which is equal to Vi sin phi, and its unit is var, volt ampere reactive. And here one important another term is there, it is cos phi. Cos phi, we are calling it as the power factor, which is equal to active power by apparent power, that is Vi cos phi divided by Vi. So power factor equals active power by apparent power. Or from this impedance triangle also you can find out cos phi, which is equal to R by Z. So this is all about an RL series circuit. Now we will consider an RC series circuit. Same procedure we are adopting here also. We have connected R and C in series with a voltage source V. So same current I flows through both R and C, and voltage drop across R is VR and voltage drop across C is VC. Now if we are drawing the phasor diagram, here also since series circuit, current is reference, VR and I both are in same phase, and for capacitive circuit, pure capacitive circuit, we know current leads voltage by 90 degrees. So this is VR and this is minus VC, and so resultant voltage will be this one. So what is V? V is equal to again square root of VR square plus VC square. Or you can see that if you are taking current outside, you will get another term Z, which is equal to root of R square plus minus XC, because this is in this direction, it is minus XC the whole square. Or you can simply write it as root of R square plus XC square, where XC equals 1 by 2 pi FC. Here also you can draw the impedance triangle, that is this is R minus XC and Z. And if you are writing the instantaneous value of current, you can see that the current is leading total voltage V by an angle phi. So instantaneous value of current I is equal to Im sine omega t plus phi, because current is leading the net voltage. Now in the same way, you can have all the powers similar to that of an RL circuit. That is, here also you are having apparent power, active power and reactive power. Expressions are also the same. For power factor, again it is active power divided by apparent power, or it is R by Z. So all the values are same as that of the previous RL case. Now next you can consider an RLC series circuit. All the combinations are there, R, L and C. Both all of them are connected in series across a voltage source V, and current I is flowing through it. Voltage drops are VR, VL and VC. Now if you are drawing the phasor diagram, here also since it is a series circuit, we are taking current as a reference. VR is along the same phase as that of current, because in a pure resistor, voltage and current, they are in same phase. And if you are drawing VL, current lags behind VL by 90 degrees, so that also there. And for a pure capacitor, current leads voltage VC by 90. So you can draw VC in this axis and VL along this axis. Now you can see that VL and VC are opposite. So you can take the net value. If VL is greater than VC, it will be VL minus VC. So you can have net voltage V here. So what is V? V is equal to square root of VR square plus VL minus VC the whole square. So from there, you can find out the value of Z. It is equal to square root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. That is, if XL is greater than XC. If XL is greater than XC, we are saying that the circuit is an inductive circuit, and here current I lags behind voltage by an angle phi. That means the circuit is inductive. Now another case arises, that is if XC is greater than XL. If XC is greater than XL, you can see that the net voltage will come along this axis, because XC minus XL will come along this axis. So V is equal to again root of VR square plus VC minus VL the whole square. Or you can have Z equals root of R square plus XC minus XL the whole square. If XC is greater than XL, then the circuit is said to be capacitive and current leads voltage by an angle phi. So these concepts are very important. Here also active power, apparent power, reactive power and cos phi all are having the same expression as that of RL series circuit. So these concepts are very important. And in the case of an RC circuit, we have seen that we can write Z as R minus JXC, and for an inductive circuit we can write ZSR plus JXL. Now in the case of RLC circuit, depending upon the value of XL and XC, if XL is greater than XC, it will be XL minus XC, that is R plus JXL minus XC. And in the case of capacitive circuit, it will be R minus XC minus XL, JXC minus XL. So all these concepts are very important. So please go through it, study it thoroughly, and tomorrow we can have the test. So you'll be given some problems from these topics. Only these expressions for instantaneous value of current, power factor, current, then apparent power, active power, and reactive power expressions are very important. So thank you for listening.